Hey, what it do? Make that like button blue. Sub if you new. Hey, what it do? Make that like button blue. Sub if you new.
Hello, Sadot. What it do? Start the game. I'll follow Durag Nation. None of us like subscribe. Let's get it. Welcome, Durag Nation. We are back with another edition of Super News Live. Just setting everything up. All right. Yeah, I want to do these. Test these out. Doing this format a couple times a week. Want to have one at least on Monday. We'll make sure for Friday as well. But I want to do a couple. Of these. We did a test show last week. That was okay. This is of course the day before Gamescom. So we're going to go over the full Gamescom preview before we get into the main show. Going live tomorrow. Going live a little bit early. So stay tuned for that, because we have gotten a little bit of new information. Actually, 2 whole new showcases to talk about. What's up, chat? What's up, Blue Eagle? Captay, Eastwood in the building. What's up, Mystery Voice? Black Sama. What up, TP? All right, cool. You're 100% certain? Well, no, unless they said something, or you have some inside information, you can't be 100% certain. But what I'm definitely 100% certain of when it comes to Rise of Hydra is that they 100% certainly need to show something before the Game Awards. Because their launch is supposed to be early 2026 and no one's even seen gameplay yet. And I know executives are going to want them to get up those pre-orders. Pre-orders are still very important to the executives. They want to get the marketing cycle going early so that they can drive pre-orders, have something to show the investors. And there's a lot of big money backing this Rise of Hydra game. The game is being developed under Skydance New Media, but it's being published by PlayOn. Skydance New Media is a subsidiary of Skydance, which just merged with Paramount. They wanted to see some results. Shout out to OGs, indeed. Shout out to everyone coming through. Make sure you smash that like button. Helps the stream a lot. We're live on both YouTube and Twitch. Also tap in if you haven't already with the Patreon. Just set this up recently. Already got some members showing love. Shout out to Eastwood for being one of them. New best way to support the channel other than just watching the content. It lets me have some security just in case YouTube does any more funny stuff. YouTube is always trying to find ways to steal money from creators. So having a Patreon is definitely super helpful. And we got some cool benefits over there as well. We're going to even having even more members only stuff going forward. So tap into Patreon. You can join for as low as $1, or you can also do free trials. Pretty cool stuff. Definitely tap in on that one. Type !join. Link is in the description. All right, so we got a whole new showcase for this broke over the weekend. We got it in addition to Gamescom. we got a whole new showcase now to go over. Shout out to Xbox. Hopefully Sony eventually does something. So they actually are. They actually seem to be doing something. Not as much as Xbox. Xbox is really getting into the Gamescom spirit, but we'll get into what Sony's cooking over for Gamescom. All right, so Xbox is officially doing a multi-day showcase for Gamescom. They're obviously going to be one of the presenters at Gamescom. They're going to have an exhibition at the show. So they're going to have stuff during Open Night Live. They're going to have stuff for you to do if you actually physically go to the convention. I know they're going to have their new handheld there for demos. You're going to be able to play Hollow Knight Silk Song on it if you go down there. And it's also they're also going to have their own showcase, and they got the full list of games ahead of time of what they're going to show at their own showcase. This isn't what they're going to show at Gamescom. This is just what on Open Night Live tomorrow. This is just what they're going to have featured on their own showcase. This one starts on Wednesday at 9 a.m. Eastern. We'll be live for that. So they got something for the Rogue Ally, Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024, probably DLC. I wouldn't be surprised if there's also a PS5 port announcement. A little something for Dying Like the Beast, Keeper, World of Warcraft Midnight, Call of Duty Black Ops 7. Both of those are going to be getting world premieres at Opening Night Live the previous day. And we got Grounded 2. There also is going to be Hotel Barcelona, Invincible versus. I know there were a lot of people disappointed that this is a fighting game, but it still looks cool. I saw they a couple weeks ago dropped the Omni Night gameplay trailer. Omni-Man, the gameplay trailer looks cool. Cross New Dawn, I know Travis is really excited about this one. Final Fantasy Remake Intrograde coming to Xbox, Outbound, Power Wash Simulator, Starland, and Indiana Jones Great Circle. I think this is DLC. And then there's going to be another one on Thursday, again, once again, 9 a.m. Eastern. And they're going to have Ninja Gaiden 4, which is also going to be at Open Night Live. At Face End, Amnesia Away Your Sword, Age of Empires, Overwatch 2, High on Life 2, Outer Worlds 2. And then for third-party games, so everything on Xbox third-party now. Jurassic World, Evolution 3, Fragpunk, Mistfall, Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection, Final Fantasy Tactics, My Hero Academia All Justice, Silent Hill F, Lego Voyagers, Metal Gear Solid Delta. Now, I was not tapped in on My Hero Academia All Justice. I had to look that up. I might have to I might have to tap in with that one. Gamescom is 2 p.m. Eastern. It's Open Night Live, but that's because it's in Germany. So time zone difference, but it's going to be 2 p.m. Eastern. Pre-show starts 30 minutes earlier. We're going to be live on the channel at around noon. I think 12:30 I have the stream scheduled for to do a little preview of it. So that should be a good time. Yeah, I had no idea. I completely missed the My Hero Academia All Justice trailer. But I assumed it was a fighting game. Of course it is. Like, you know, every new anime game is a fighting game. But for a Naruto Ninja Storm clone, this one looks like it's doing a much better job of it, I'd say, than Demon Slayer. It actually looked pretty cool. So, and it follows the final arc. It goes up to the final arc of the actual anime and manga, which premieres, I believe, in October, and then the game is dropping in December, I believe. It's rumored next September for PlayStation event. Jeff Grubb. Did Jeff Grubb recently? You're saying Jeff Grubb recently said that? Because I didn't see anything about it from Grubb yet. And I was watching his show on Thursday. But that's around the time a lot of people thought. But yeah, that's Xbox. That's what they're doing for Gamescom. Sony is still not officially on the exhibitors list. They're not on the website, but the Jeff Keighley hype trailer mentioned it's going to have Open Not Live is going to have stuff for some of the hottest upcoming games, and they had a lot of Ghost of Yotei in in that trailer. So we can assume Sony, through Jeff Keighley, a little something for Ghost of Yotei to promote that, which is fine. You not know about the other My Hero Academia game? I do. That's probably why I wasn't paying attention to all the announcement for All Is Justice, because I'm tired of every anime game being a fighting game. I know Casual Avenger, shout out to Casual, is a huge fan of My Hero Academia, the Battle Royale. I think it's Team Rumble, I think it's called. He swears by that game. He's a big fan of it. I tried it. I thought the game was dog water. It's just absolutely no way. I don't understand why people enjoy that game, but more power to them. All's Justice does look 100 times better than than that one, though. Even though it is, once again, a Naruto Ninja Storm clone, but that one does look good. I'm more interested in the solo leveling game, but I think the one I'm most looking forward to is going to be definitely the 7 Deadly Sins game. We're getting a 7 Deadly Sins open world game in the style of Genshin Impact. That game is supposed to be shown off during Gamescom as well. Very much looking forward to that one. That game looks gas. I wish more anime games went that route or a similar route. They all default to like 2D fighter. We saw that with Hunter x Hunter, which was a disaster. That game did very poorly. We saw that with Bleach. People have already forgotten about that game. Jujutsu Kaisen tried to do a low budget arena fighter. That one failed spectacularly. I wish more of these anime game adaptations thought bigger than arena fighter or platform fighter or 2D fighter. There are more ways you can adapt an anime, especially a show anime, into a game. They don't all have to be fighters, bro. They don't all have to be trying to copy off Naruto Ninja Storm or Dragon Ball Tenkaichi. I promise you can do more. Yes, Dragon Ball Z Kakarot is how it's done. Dragon Ball Z Kakarot and the 7 Deadly Sins one's doing something I've been telling them to do for years now. I'm like, bro, Genshin Impact is such a great format for an anime game. And I don't understand why more people aren't tapping in. You see how successful it is. You see how successful that formula is. We're seeing all sorts of now there's this new growing trend now of more action RPGs with that Genshin aesthetic. We're seeing a lot more of them. And it's bro, we have even not fully open world, but more semi-open world brawlers, what you would call it? Forgot Zenless Zone Zero. Like there are so many more interesting ways you can make an anime into a game, and it's like they always default to, well, this anime has action in it. Let's make a fighting game. And they don't, and most of them don't use. What I want to get is most of them don't spend any money on it. Like it's crazy. Like you can tell they're like extremely cheap. Starfire is because they're easier to make and they make quick money. They only want to risk doing unique stuff. Here's the thing, they don't though. That's what I don't get. Like, if you make low effort fighter slop, you're just throwing money away. Like I understand, like maybe, and that's the thing. Even if we'll accept that, even if they're concerned about price, they want to make a cheap game. You can make cheap games, relatively cheap games that aren't fighters. Like they're like they're not necessary. It's not necessary. Like the indie game market is filled with great games that aren't fighters. Indie and AA. Like you can make really good games for a relatively low budget without defaulting to being a fighter, especially since they do have the security of having big IP. Like Dragon Ball isn't the only big anime IP. Like, you know, obviously Soul Leveling is massive, and I'm glad they're not making that into a fighter. They're making that into an action MMORPG. They're doing we're seeing 7 Days Since. Even 7 Days Since isn't even a huge IP, and they're doing an open world. Netmar's doing an open world Genshin style game, and it's not even a big IP compared to Demon Slayer, My Hero, Jujutsu Kaisen. Like it just feels, it's just like lazy. Any chance of anything about Wolverine at Gamescom? None. Zero. Nada. Zilch. None at all. Do you think because EA delayed the Iron Man game will impact the teaser trailer? Oh, for sure. I mean, it depends. Not necessarily, because Iron Man has never gotten a trailer yet. So it's not uncommon to do early teaser trailers for a game that's still, you know, a ways away. Like Black Panther, literally it wasn't a lot, but even the Black Panther game, which eventually got canceled by EA, got a teaser trailer. So they could still do a teaser trailer for the Iron Man game, depending on where they're at in development. Purely because they never had one before. In terms of anime stuff, mobile was trying harder. Yeah, like because mobile because they know they can just make it like a super aggressive cash grab, but like it just feels like it's counterintuitive to like make low efforts to spend millions of dollars on just low effort slop for a console. Like it's so, like the cost, like there's no such thing really as a quick buck on, like if we're talking about a console game, a AAA console game. Like if you whiff on that, you're not you're losing a lot of money. Like even if some of these games are cheap, like you're losing a lot of money still to get them on the console. So it seems like it's worth it to just take the time to do something at least interesting that has a chance to do really well. Like it honestly does not make any sense. Especially when you know you're doing an anime that has a built-in fan base. I feel like Banco just making games out of obligation. Basically just doing what Sony does with their spinoff. Oh my god. I actually bought that One Punch Man game. Like, and that could have been like, the concept of the game could have been great, but you can tell like the both the imagination and the budget ran out very early. Like because parts of One Punch Man, the One Punch Man game felt like seemed kind of like they were going for like a Zenless Zone Zero thing before Zenless. You know, there's like conceptually it was like an RPG. You create your own hero set in the One Punch Man universe. You create your own hero. You can have your own you have your own set of powers. You can, you are involved in the story or whatever. You can play as the other characters and play through that story. And then it just got lazy halfway through. It was like, let's just make it a fighting game. Like, so it's just a bad fighting game with like some really interesting RPG elements that are also like undercooked. Like it just feels like if they took that concept and just put some actual passion and money behind it, that could have been huge, because One Punch Man is such a cool universe to build around for an action RPG. Like being your own hero in that universe with, being able to customize your power and playing through aspects of the story is such a cool concept that they just did nothing with. It just feels like a waste. And I feel like especially when it just feels particularly disappointing when Bandai Namco puts out this slop, because they're such a big company. So when they put out just low effort anime slop games, it just feels like wasted potential. Like you could be like, I have so many ideas for anime based games that would make so much money, and they're just and I just see all these new ones come out. I'm just like, bro, this is just such a waste. That's all I want to make my own game. When if I ever get enough money to start my own studio, or the technology improves enough where I can make the game on my own, I'm just going to make my own game, because I have an idea for an anime game that I know is guaranteed to make like $5 billion. Like, and no one's done it. No one's thought of it. At least no one's implemented it, if they considered it. And it's such to me like a slam dunk obvious idea. I can't believe no one's tried it yet. But I know if I did it, and I know if it was done right, it would literally just print money. It is just insane that no one's doing it. What's up, Dan? What up? I thought Invincible versus was early 2026. You make your own game, start with Akira. I like it. I like Akira. I would not make it. I would definitely not start my studio with an Akira game. But enough, my first game idea, even though it's an anime game, quote unquote, it's not licensed. It's not tied to an IP. Because I know that's if you're doing an independent game, you don't want to really deal with licensed stuff, because it's much more expensive, and you have a lot of other stuff to deal with. You got to get the permissions, everything like that. Now, I'm making an anime game, but it's not going to be tied to an IP. It's going to be an original game. So I'm keeping the money. It's going to be, but it's definitely going to print money. Anime Square Girl, no licensed IP. Definitely not a Marvel IP. Gotta have that AAA Pirate game before we get Surely Severe again. It's by Kojima. Though I'm sure Jay would love an anime score girl game. You need to get back in the MIRA game. Yeah. I still enjoy. I'm enjoying. I enjoyed the last season. Nothing to me. The anime is kind of just still doing what it does, but to me, the peak was definitely so far. I'd say in terms of like what got me the most hype was the that All Might and All for One fight to save Bakugo with the United States of Smash. There's been some good stuff after that. Like I love the General Criminal arc. I thought that was one of the strongest arcs in the story. And the current one's cool, but it's still it's not quite hitting the same. It's not the same hype. You have a feeling gaming technology would be super advanced one day that you could make a game of your own? I mean, it's definitely trending. Like there's already like AI programs where you can like make it, like you can already make quote unquote make a game right now in ChatGPT. You can just have it code you a very simple rudimentary like a game like right now, and it'll work. You can play it. There's I've seen some new AI tools come out that let you generate 3D games, like more 3D playable game demos in your browser. So obviously you can do a lot of stuff for assets. You can create 3D models with AI. You can do 2D and 3D art environments. So the pieces are there, the technology is there, but we're still years away from you being able to just tell your ChatGPT or your AI assistant to make you a AAA game. Still very long way away from that. Just imagine you made a Superman game, but not actual licensed Superman. I mean, I don't even to imagine it. We already got it. It's actually right there. Yeah. We got it already. Shout out to NDS Games for bringing us Undefeated, and next year we're getting an even better one, an either better version of it, Undefeated Genesis. That's our Superman game. That's our unlicensed Superman game, and I can't wait for it. You jump shit at Deku Games' first fan, and Frog Girl started crying. It's the class, yeah. I think there's another movie coming out. Like I like the last movie that they did. I thought it was solid. But yeah, like in terms of action anime, My Hero Academia is definitely like fallen off from my favorites list in the last couple seasons, because there's just been like better output. Obviously, like Attack on Titan went absolutely insane for their final run. But we've had Jujutsu Kaisen's second season was insane as well. We've had newer anime like Kaiju number 8 is definitely like right there now. Obviously Solo Leveling hit pretty hard. So yeah, so my Demon Slayer is still really good. So yeah, My Hero's definitely fallen down for me in terms, like it used to be like my favorite of the shonen anime. Now it's definitely fallen down in terms of my favorite action anime significantly, but I still got a lot of love for it. Your Devil Game of Ride, imagine. Leave a like on the stream for sure. Spot your friend early birthday gift for us. Tickets to go see Infinity Castle Part 1. Yes, sir. Finally, Travis did something correctly. For the Hulk and Thing players are throwing Wolverine. Of our rivals, Logan is literally 5 foot. Superman with forks in his hands. Nah, I think Wolverine's just insane in Rivals, especially if you have the Phoenix team up. You don't even need to throw him. He just hides out and just dashes in and just kidnaps your tank. Then with the Phoenix team up, he's got lifesteal. It's crazy. Yeah, obviously, your Travis's Superman takes are still incorrect, and the Jujutsu Kaisen takes are incorrect, but at least he's supporting Demon Slayer. It's all about that One Punch Man. Actually, I can't even throw in One Punch Man. Like, One Punch Man, the manga, sure. Manga's still really strong. But the anime, I can't put it up there. The first season, masterpiece, obviously. One of the best action anime ever made. Season 2, dog water. Season 3, probably also going to be dog water. like that was just a generational fumble. Like, I understand how you have one of the biggest anime in the world and you just cheap out for season 2. Like, even if you couldn't get the original people together for the original studio that you did for season 1 together, there's still other really strong anime studios that you could have got there to animate season 2. I don't understand why they went cheap on one of the most popular IP in the anime world at the time. That's just so dumb. What's up, Durbin? You guys just saying you and Lejeune are the only YouTube you watch for games, news, including superhero. I appreciate you. Shout out to Lejeune as well. I know he's been I saw him tweet. He's been working some insane shifts. Assassin's Creed Marvel game? What do you mean Assassin's Creed Marvel game? Is it like, you mean like an open world style stealth Marvel game in the style, in like Assassin's Creed style? Marvel 1943 looks sick. Looks sick. Still got to see the gameplay. Still got to see that gameplay. I'm not getting too hyped on it until I see the gameplay. The story trailer looks very good. Obviously the visuals are insane since it is they did confirm it's in engine. So obviously graphically it's going to look great. I think it's definitely even better than the visuals for Hellblade. If that's actually the in-engine footage, yeah, it's legitimately better looking than Hellblade, which was already arguably the best looking game of the generation, just for pure visual fidelity, or one of them. But yeah, visuals don't make games. Just having expensive looking visuals and ray tracing does not make a great game. Lecture game where you got to work up to take over the hand. I don't know if it would do numbers. It depends on how it's made. I check it out. Release the Uncharted 5. Yeah, I'm wondering if that's the other game they're working on. I know they're doing Intergalactic, and they have another single player game in development. Visuals don't make games. Quick summon, tell Rockstar. That's all they have. Oh, that's not true. Like Rockstar, Rockstar doesn't thrive on visuals. That's a misunderstanding of what makes Rockstar special. Rockstar excels at like the details. Like, obviously people agree, most people agree, Red Dead 1 and 2, fantastic stories, great writing, but people didn't love GTA because it was like the best looking game visually. Especially like things popped off with GTA 3. It wasn't the best looking visual by any means. even for the time. It's the technical feats. Like no, like GTA 3 was like groundbreaking as like an open world action game with like all this freedom. And then Red Dead, on top of the story, had this really lived in open world full of just all these immersive details, you know, being hungry, like all that. Like they took what a lot of people like about life sims and put it into open world action game, and then they add some good story stuff in there. And that's what makes them great. It's not just oh, this is just visually the prettiest thing, because that's not really Rockstar. I mean, obviously GTA 6 looks great visually, you know, because of the leaps they've made, but that was never their calling card. It's the details. Rockstar hates jump buttons, true. Who honestly cares for the Wolverine? Me, a lot of people. I enjoy Rivals, but it's in no way a replacement for what I really want, which is PvE superhero games. I'm 100% more excited for Wolverine than any amount of upcoming Marvel Rivals content. In fact, if they announced a new a Marvel MMO tomorrow, I would be more I enjoy Rivals. You know, I'm partnered with them, but hero shooters aren't my thing. I've come to realize that when I found I had the most fun on Rivals in like months when they had the Ultron Battle Matrix mode. I just don't enjoy fundamentally the way Rivals is set up, where it doesn't matter how good you are, because it's such a team focused game. So I don't like games where there's no sense of real progress. Like even in other games, like competitive team games, like there's a lot more carry potential, and you can measure your growth in that carry potential. But if you're match made with like people who play like their monitors off, like there's almost nothing you can do. You have to do just the Lord's work to have a chance at winning, and I just fundamentally just don't enjoy that experience, especially when you climb to certain ranks and you feel like, oh, now this is where games should be better, and people there in your rank are your new rank. Like when I hit Diamond 2 for the first time, I was like, okay, finally we're gonna have like, all right, we're in Diamond now. Finally, the games should be good. We're gonna have more competent people, and the games were feeling just like gold. Like I'm just like, what are we doing here? Like it didn't feel like there was like a sense of progress. It was just like, oh, I'm still getting people whose skill level doesn't seem to have improved at all from any of the previous ranks, and I'm relying on, and I need them to carry their own weight because the game has this limited carry potential. I just don't enjoy that aspect of hero shooters. Not for me personally. Team sports, like even team sports, like NBA 2K, like lot of problems with that game. But I think the benefit, one of the great things they actually do is you have a variety of ways to play. Like I think that's another thing that's hurting Rivals. Like with NBA 2K, not only does the straight up PvP side have more carry potential, so like your progression matters. Like when you get better at a role or whatever at the game itself, it shows, and you're able to carry and go on insane win streaks. You know, like if you get good enough in 2K, you can literally go on a 100-game win streak. And in Rivals, it's not the case. Like you can go on decent win streaks, 13, 15 games sometimes, but you're also going to get that balanced out with like a 15-game lose streak, or 10-game lose streak, like even if you're the best player in the lobby, and that just doesn't happen in a game like 2K, even though that's a team game as well. But it also has other options, like if you want to do 1v1s, you can do that. 2v2, 3v3, 4v4, 5v5. You have casual 5v5 rec. Then you have the stage if you want to put money on the line. The proving grounds for the the sweatiest people I want to hit top in the leaderboard. The pro-am for like the pros and semi-pros. Then you have like the story mode. If you just want to do the play against the AI and just do your story mode and just take your character through that, or you want to be a manager of a franchise. Like you have all these options so that the game doesn't get stale and like can cater to a variety of things. Whereas Rivals, you pretty much just have 6v6, handful of maps, quick play, quick 6v6, handful of maps, ranked. And then you have like the Doom match thrown in there. Right, and it just feels, and especially since it's a Marvel game, it feels like they need more modes to keep it interesting. To keep it interesting. That's why I'm like still looking elsewhere, because I just don't enjoy like the team focus aspect of Rivals, just because like the teammates you get are insane. Yeah, I know. I like it. Rivals is Travis's hate of Rivals hits different now that after we found out that Travis hates Rivals mainly because he's bad at it. like when I found out he actually played it and just wasn't good at it, it hits different. Like it'd be one thing if he was just like, oh, I'm not interested in this 6v6 slop. But the fact that it's literally just a skill issue, the criticism is not the same. Is there a chance Frontier went back to the Thrillville route for Evolution 3? I honestly don't know anything about Jurassic World Evolution 3. I'm not tapped in on it at all. I got it confused with the other. I think there's like a couple Jurassic Park games in the works, or they're supposed to come out. I have not kept track at all. Baldur's Gate 3 Studio. I gotta finish Baldur's Gate 3. I played like the first 2.5 hours of it. I really enjoyed the story. I just did not like the combat. I definitely prefer like real-time combat to turn-based, but it's not like a complete deal breaker. I just wasn't enjoying the combat. But I was playing I started my playthrough of Clair Obscur Expedition 33 this weekend, and it's incredible. I love it. And even though it's turn-based, the combat feels a lot of fun because it's reactive turn-based. Like not only does it have like a really cool system and build potential and stuff like that, but it's also like reactive turn-based combat. So instead of just waiting there for an enemy to attack, there's like a dodge and parry mechanic, which I very much appreciate. But it's an amazing game. Like, yeah, all the hype is real. I assumed it would be because I watched some people will play a little bit. I looked at the trailers, so it seemed like it's going to be a good time. But actually playing it, yeah, it's definitely my game of the year so far. Travis' level of skill determines how mid it is. True. Yeah, now his hatred of Elden Ring also makes sense. I haven't even played Elden Ring yet. That's on my eventual list. Maybe. I don't really like Souls games that much. But I did recently put a lot of time into. I played a few, like I enjoyed Wukong. I enjoyed Wu Chang, even though it definitely had a lot of problems, but they did fix a lot of stuff. So I'll probably tab in with Elden Ring. I enjoyed Liza P as well. Remember your Game Awards stream where you cooked anyone that was surprised VG3 won? Yeah, like it was honestly it was embarrassing, especially as someone who like loves Insomniac, loves the Spider-Man games. Like seeing how many people that are just call themselves gamers that are just not tapped in at all with what's going on in the culture. Like it was honestly, I was just getting secondhand embarrassment watching these people just clown on one of the best games ever made. Like because they're in a an Arkham Insomniac Spider-Man bubble. It was so embarrassing to watch. Like at least have the self-respect. If you see a game, quick tip, if you see a game is getting like a ton of hype and praise from like everywhere and you're not familiar with it, do yourself a favor and don't say anything. Or just agree with the general sentiment. Don't be the one that's just like, oh, I don't know this game. What's this? It looks like looks trap. Don't be that guy. Because then now no one who actually is a real gamer is going to take you seriously ever again. And it also makes people who enjoy like action games look bad. It's fun. Like I'm someone who enjoys a variety of games. Like I prefer real-time action games, but Final Fantasy X, one of my favorite games ever. I'm not finished with it yet, but so far Expedition 33 is definitely going to go down in my top 10 all time. It's just that good. And even though that's turn-based, though it does have some real-time elements. Like more people just need to expand their horizons beyond just one genre or just one franchise. There's so many great games out there that you're not playing because you're just stuck in your ways. Feel you're pretty lucky in matchmaking for rivals. I mean, everyone has like good days, especially if you don't play that often. Everyone will just have good days. But if you have like an extended rank session, you're gonna feel it. Especially if assuming you're playing like actual rank. Like, yeah, quick play can be a disaster, but you know, or practice versus AI, no one cares. But if you're actually playing competitive, if you play enough, if you're solo queuing, you're gonna have a bad time. Like if you're playing with other people, which they weirdly restricted this season, and the people you're playing with are actually good, yeah, your games are gonna be a lot better. That shows what got you into BG3. Okay, about Avengers. Can never forget Avengers. Or people need to find at least one indie game they like. Yeah, like the only thing that's holding me back from playing more indies is the fact that I don't have a gaming PC. But I could definitely tap in with GeForce Now once they expand or they have a service more like it. Maybe eventually I'll get a game, but I feel like eventually we'll have a cloud system where you can play pretty much anything on Steam. But actually, I think the next Xbox console is going to basically be a PC in console form. You're going to be able to play Steam on it, just like the Rogue Ally. So I'm probably just going to buy that. That way I'll be able to play all the indie games on Steam, because there's a lot more games I wanted to try out, but I just haven't been able to because they're not on console. Can't live without Invincible. Remember you bought a game PC and sent it back? Yeah, it was. Yeah, it did not work out. immediately, dumpster. Immediate, within hours, broken, unplayable, and also couldn't handle Rivals. So, I mean, Rivals, come to find out, even people with good PCs are struggling to play Rivals right now. There's some optimization issues, but the PC itself like broke within like 6 hours, like 4 hours or so, just unusable. There's a new novel from Skybound that has the basis for a good Power Rangers type called Family Force 5. Dude, they need to have like an actual Power Rangers game, AAA Power Rangers game. Oh yeah, and speaking of Invincible, we got the New York Comic Con schedule for 2025 officially came out. If you guys haven't checked that out already, I'll pull that up. What's up, King? Does the Rogue Ally allow you to connect it to TVs or monitors? I don't know all the specs. I know they're going to have a showcase for it, but I imagine it will. I think pretty much every major handheld lets you connect to a monitor or a TV. Hope my Ricardo's Vader's there. All right, so far, we got Prime Video, HBO Max, A Night of the Seven Kingdoms. There's some DC comic and Marvel comic stuff. There's a really good Invincible panel. That I'm definitely hyped for. I'll definitely tap in for that. It's probably the best Invincible panel in the history of Invincible panels, they're saying. They're going to have the cast there: Stephen Yeun, Gillian Jacobs. Kirkman's going to be there. They're going to tease. They're going to have season 4 stuff, behind the scenes insights, surprises. They're going to be talking season 5. So if you're an Invincible fan, you definitely want to tap in with the New York Comic Con this year. They're going to have the full panel, and that's October 9th through the 12th for a Comic Con. And the Invincible panel is on Thursday the 9th at 5:15 on the main stage. So definitely want to tap in for that. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. reunion as well. Yep. They got 35 years of RoboCop. DC Comics Gotham City. They got a One Piece panel. They have the usual Marvel Fanfics panel, Marvel Comics, X-Men. Now there's a Capcom Presents. This is interesting. 90-minute Capcom panel showcasing their recent and upcoming games. So probably going to have some more Resident Evil Requiem, as well as Pragmata. That panel is Friday the 10th, October 10th, 3:30. Shout to Capcom. Walking Dead, Daryl Dixon. There's an Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. reunion. This may be Cope, but I'm hoping that this is where they announced that they're bringing Agents of Shield back into the MCU. I missed that show. I really enjoyed Agents of Shield. Inhumans was a disaster. I watched all of Agents of Shield was really fun. At the very least, I hope they bring back Quake. Chloe Bennett and Clark Gregg deserve to be back in the MCU. Tell Kirkman to give Agent Spider his own spinoff. At least realize our reverse. I would absolutely 100% play an Agents of Shield game. And they have some options on the roster that could actually make it really cool. Depending on how they do it. You could have obviously you gotta have Quake. Her kit would be insane, but you could have Yo-Yo, so you'd have a speedster. You could have a Mockingbird for like the Black Widow type of character. Clark Gregg, Coulson, your gunner character. I'm here for it. I would absolutely play a co-op Agents of Shield, AAA Agents of Shield game. Good Quake Horror series, but based it off of Baywatch. We thought some Marvel letting rivals add OC to the game. What do you mean OC? What do you mean original characters? What original characters? You'll Quake her own series, but based off of Baywatch, so she's always in a swimsuit. Oh, we know where Eastwood's head is at. Ultimate Alliance type Agents of Shield game. And Ultimate Alliance. Now, I mean, if you're doing an Ultimate Alliance type, now you just have to do like a more substantial just Marvel roster. Just do at that point, just do Ultimate Alliance. Just do a new Ultimate Alliance game. I was thinking more of a Agents of Shield game in like the style of like similar to Gotham Knights, obviously not a looter shooter aspect, but like up to 2-player story co-op game. Have some 4-player stuff, but largely story driven, taking place across different locations. I could definitely tap into that. Yeah, I don't want them to make definitely don't need to make Agents of Shield game a looter shooter, and please God don't make it like Suicide Squad. or even like 1943. Like I'm wondering, we got to see how the gameplay ends up being, but conceptually, Marvel 1943 Rise of Hydra is what you would want out of like a Agents of Shield game, potentially. Beautiful, story-driven action adventure game taking place across different locations, ensemble cast. If you don't want to have multiplayer in there at all. But I think co-op is more fun. Original characters like they did with Luna Snow and Jeff. Those aren't original characters. So Jeff has been in Marvel for a while. Obviously, people who know Deadpool and Gwenpool would be most familiar with Jeff the Landshark. Luna was a new character that was created she was not created for Rivals. She's been around for a few years. I think, when was Luna created? Luna made her debut in Marvel Future Fight, a different Marvel mobile game for those not familiar. And her comic book debut was in War of the Realms New Ages of Atlas #1, which was in May 2019. And Future Fight first came out in 2015. So it's not, so Marvel Rivals didn't actually add OC characters at all. They added 2 established Marvel characters, you know, who'd been around for several years, that maybe weren't as popular, particularly Jeff the Landshark, but they shed some new light on them. They didn't create new characters and put them in. This isn't like, you know, a Midnight Sun situation. Like they didn't just have you create your own character or create a never before seen character. They took 2 characters that were already established in Marvel Comics, and in the case of Luna Snow already appeared in a Marvel video game before. They were just lesser known and just put them into Rivals. They're not adding OC characters, as far as I know. For a while, if you were following the production of Phase 2, it was cool to speculate where Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. would pop up, who would appear on the show. For sure. It was, I remember when they were, in the beginning, they were trying to tie it into like the movies. Like I remember they had an episode where they basically, they had a mini arc that basically set up the introductory scene to Avengers Age of Ultron. So if you watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., you know, those weeks leading into Age of Ultron, you'd have context as to why the Avengers are there, what happened. But then, you know, obviously they went away from that and just let Age of S.H.I.E.L.D. just kind of be its own thing. Yeah, she was originally created. Yeah, Luna was originally created for Future Fight, which launched in 2015, and she made her comic book debut in 2019. Jeff, on the other hand, Jeff made his comic debut in 2018. Jeff gets his own Disney Plus show. You're going to bet money it's going to be worse. You're going to lose a lot of money, Eastwood. There is no possible way a Jeff the Landshark show is going to be worse than Secret Invasion. There's literally no way. Because for one, it sounds like it's going to be animated. Because they were the guy who's running Marvel Animation is the one that said that they're looking to bring in Jeff. In which case, if it is going to be animated, if it is going to be animated when we see Jeff the Landshark in the MCU, it's already by default going to be better in Secret Invasion, because consistently the best Marvel content on Disney Plus is animated. like their animated output has a much better track record than their live action output. Oh no! It was going to be animated, most likely. Yeah, the head of animation was the one who said they were gonna bring in Jeff the land shark for future stuff. So it's more than likely we're not going to see Jeff in like a live action D plus show. He's probably going to make his animated debut. Like yeah, maybe potentially even I could see them if they want to give her a season 3 Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur. I could definitely see them adding Jeff the Land Shark as a cameo. I think he'd be like fitting in perfectly with that show, and it's also a really good show. Moon Girl, Devil Dinosaur, one of the best Marvel shows on Disney Plus, animated. Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, even though the animation is dog water, one of the best shows. I watched Eyes of Wakanda. They like shadow dropped that, and like they not even shadow, like they were kind of promoting it, but like I thought it was going to be like a weekly thing. They just dropped like all 4 episodes at like 3 a.m. But I watched all of them. They're really good. I really enjoyed Eyes of Wakanda. I think I've liked all the Marvel animated stuff they dropped except for What If season 2 and 3. And some of the episodes were good, but that's the one thing where it just fell off. But consistently, like, their animated output has been much more consistent than the live action stuff. Like most of the live action stuff is dog water, or just extremely mid. Whereas the animated stuff on average is really good. Like Moon Girl, Devil Dinosaur, amazing show. X-Men 97, obviously amazing. What If, really good season 1. Definitely got a little mid after that. I still haven't watched Hitmonkey, but I heard that's good though. That's a Marvel show, but it's technically not on Disney Plus. But it is a Marvel animated show that I hear is really good. So shout out to Hitmonkey. I gotta tap in with that. Eyes of Wakanda was good. So if they want to do an animated Jeff the Land Shark show, I'm here for it. It's probably going to be good. I feel like Jeff is definitely made for animated to begin with. Rob was doing something interesting in the current West Vendors run with Blue Bolt, War Machine mentoring reform villains, X-Men scattered all over, recruiting more mutants. I wonder if they'll put that in new MCU, since they're focusing more on mutants after Secret Wars. We think we're going to see tomorrow at Gamescom. I'm going to do a full Gamescom preview tomorrow. That's why we do it early. I already have a video up on the channel just focused on the superhero focus, the superhero angle in terms of Gamescom. But so far they've confirmed World of Warcraft, Ninja Gaiden 4. They've confirmed. Well, it looks like they've heavily teased Ghost of Yotei. Hitmonkey is Hulu. If you check the Gamescom list of exhibitors, we have some confirmed studios there. We have Ad Hoc there. They did Dispatch. Xbox is there. Xbox is doing a showcase. We covered that earlier in the stream. Xbox is having their own separate showcase at Gamescom. They're going to be covering a lot of different games. A lot of their upcoming games like Outer Worlds, New Indiana Jones, Microsoft Flight Sim, Grounded. They're going to be covering Invincible versus. There's going to be a lot of interesting stuff at Gamescom. Obviously, Lego is going to be presenting something there. Are they making an Invincible game? Right now, there are no current plans that we know of for an open world Invincible game. Closest we're getting to an open world Invincible type game or Superman type game is Undefeated Genesis, which launches next year. I don't think it's another Indiana Jones game. It sounds like it's DLC for the Great Circle. The Order of the Giants, yes, DLC. Yeah, Indiana Jones Great Circle Order of Giants is a DLC. But I heard they might be doing a sequel because game's done well. We need to reboot Parna from Data East 1987. Hope so. Third person Indiana Jones will be great. You and your third person. I do prefer third person. I feel like the immersive thing definitely works with Indiana Jones making it first person. Because if it's third person, then it's just Uncharted with the Indiana Jones skin. So I like that Machine Games is kind of sticking with what they know. I'm glad the Blade game is third person though. I feel like Blade definitely works better as third person. As a third person action game rather than it being first person like Prey or Dishonored or Deathloop. Indiana Jones definitely works for what Machine Games does, I think, as a first person. The new Mass Effect game is in development at EA. Yeah, we know that for a little while. But though BioWare is definitely on thin ice after Veilguard. They had another round of layoffs, but yeah, there is a new Mass Effect game in development. There is no Guardians of the Galaxy sequel. Eidos Montreal, who made Guardians of the Galaxy, they were planning to make a new Deus Ex game, but then they got embraced on and had to not only do layoffs but cancel their Deus Ex game. So I don't know what they're doing now, but there's no Guardians of the Galaxy sequel. Uncharted with a whip. Yep, that's literally what it is. If it was third person. Yeah. Oh yeah, they're definitely revealing new characters for Invincible Versus. Yeah, they had Omni-Man gameplay trailer a couple weeks ago at Evo. So I imagine they're going to add more. I think what characters do they have so far? No, they have I know they have Mark, Omni-Man, Conquest, Eve, Rexplode, Battle Beast, Bulletproof, Lucan, and Thula. So I feel like Immortal would make sense, but we know what character people really want to see. But I can definitely see him doing Immortal. But we all know everyone wants to see Alan. we all know when they announced Invincible Versus, we all knew people were gonna wait. We knew people wanted to see battle. We're waiting for it. Everyone knew it was going to be Omni-Man and Mark, and Eve. But people were like, okay, where's Battle Beast? Where's Alan? We got Battle Beast. Are we waiting for Alan? Your director of Guardians got put in on Mass Effect. Haven't heard any updates on Beyond Good and Evil 2 in some time. We'd like to see Cecil. That'd be cool. Yeah, they haven't seen an update since 2024 for Beyond Good and Evil. Yeah, I think we'll probably get 1 or 2 new characters during the Xbox show for Invincible versus. Then I think Marvel Tokon is going to do Tokyo Game Show. So maybe that's when we'll see Doctor Strange, because IGN leaked that already. But I definitely hope we get 1943 at Gamescom, since Paramount is there. And they definitely need to do it at some point. Even if it's not during Open Night Live, at some point, they definitely need to drop, during this week, they need to drop some gameplay for Rise of Hydra. Is Antichrist still getting a reboot? I don't know if they announced it officially. Not that I remember. I know people were coping because they have like a new merch line. But I'd say it's definitely a safe bet to assume we're getting a new Dino Crisis, because Capcom very much takes player feedback into consideration when it comes to what games they're going to make. That's why they've been so successful. And if you recall, in 2024, they released a new survey asking fans which franchises they want to see revived in the future. And Dino Crisis, Ace Attorney, Mega Man, and Resident Evil all scored the highest. Obviously, Resident Evil we knew was going to be there, but yeah, Ace Attorney obviously we knew was going to be there as well. But yeah, Mega Man was up there. Dino Crisis was up there. Obviously, we know there's we got Resident Evil 9 dropping early next year. According to some leaks, they have a couple remakes for Resident Evil in development. But yeah, eventually we're going to definitely get a new Dino Crisis. Capcom takes these polls very seriously. They very heavily lean into fan feedback when it comes to that sort of thing. An open or closed beta for Invincible Versus. So the Invincible Versus portion of Gamescom, I don't know if they're going to be at the main show, because actually I don't think they're going to be at the main show. They could be Open Night Live, but Skybound is not there, but it is going to be at the Xbox show. So definitely possible that it shows up at Open Night Live, but we know for sure it's going to be at the Xbox Gamescom stream, which is on Wednesday, the day after Open Night Live. I think it's more likely they just show new gameplay and introduce some new characters. Any news on Batman besides the Lego rumors? Nope. Nothing new. Same old, same old. Arkham game, new Batman game in development at Rocksteady. That's pretty much the extent of it. Says Naked Gun just got reboot when they're making an Ace Ventura. I mean, if Jim Carrey wants to do it, I think it depends on what Jim Carrey wants to do. Jim Carrey, I don't know what he's been doing his Sonic thing. He's been, Dr. Robotnik, having fun with that. So I don't know. Obviously he doesn't need the money. But yeah, if he feels like he wants to revisit that franchise, I'm sure he just has to make one phone call. I mean, we just saw Happy Gilmore 2 hit Netflix. I still have to watch that, but yeah, I'm sure if Jim Carrey makes one phone call to Netflix, he'll have a very large check immediately mailed to his house. I have no doubt about it. It just I just going to depend on what he feels like doing. He's semi-retired. I mean, I don't know about semi-retired. I mean, he seems pretty locked in with the Sonic trilogy, but I don't know. Yeah, he hasn't been going as hard. I mean, he is Jim Carrey. People definitely remember Ace Ventura. I mean, you're definitely old, no doubt about it. It hasn't been relevant for a while. I think more so definitely the newer generations more so know Jim Carrey from Sonic than Ace Ventura. Ace Ventura was definitely way before their time. And hasn't really been relevant at all. They're classic films, but they're definitely very old. And they haven't had like any reboots or anything like that. So you're definitely dating yourself a little bit. In your case, carbon dating yourself a little bit, Eastwood, because you are ancient. But there's definitely enough people your age and older who remember Ace Ventura and are very fond of it. It's definitely been a while. Like he's definitely had some roles since then where it's just like that people more so or now more familiar with Jim Carrey. When are we getting news? I mean, we've been talking about news all stream. You're gonna have to be more specific. Bring back Blank Man. Oh, that's a throwback. I get behind. Yeah, I can get behind that reboot. He's definitely older now, but I wouldn't say no. No, what was my movie back then. Blank Man was cool too, but Meteor Man was legit. Before Blade, that was my black superhero. Like, yeah, I got super into Blade and Spawn, but Robert Townsend as Meteor Man was iconic, bro. That was absolute cinema, bro. Completely underrated, by the way. Way better than Hancock. They should put Meteor Man in the MCU straight up. I'm dead ass. I love Meteor Man, bro. Meteor Man was amazing. He would glad there's some people who know ball in the chat. Did I enjoy James Gunn Superman movie? Yep. Me and Jay reviewed it on the pod. Me and him sometimes disagree on the quality of the Marvel stuff, but we were very much in agreement on both Fantastic Four and James Gunn Superman. So I think we rated Fantastic Four about the same. We both loved it. I rated James Gunn Superman a little bit lower than his, but I still was very high on it. I thought it was a really good start. Yeah, my biggest problem with the film really was just the exposition in the beginning. I don't like how they delivered that. I thought it also solved a lot of other issues people had with the movie. Not the bad faith, Snyder cult people or the culture war grifters, but like the sense that they didn't really get to see enough of Superman being like super. And I think they could have easily solved that by just having an introduction like the Fantastic Four did. I thought the Fantastic Four did their exposition like pretty much flawlessly, like having the team introduced with the anniversary montage. So we got to see them, we got to see footage of them, before the ship, before getting on the ship, which gave them the powers. And we got to see them fighting a variety of villains and doing a lot of stuff around. Like if they just started the Superman movie with that montage, a montage like in that style or similar to it, where we got to actually just see like a day or a week in the life of Superman, or like Superman's debut. We got to see some Superman through, like, how James Gunn loves music. Maybe have a music montage of Superman through like the home movies of his parents, raising him on the farm, recording him. I think that would have been cool. And then having then flashing forward, to his debut as Superman, showing him all in this nice little montage, just have him showing him what he's typically like in Metropolis, what he's doing around there. Literally would have taken 5 minutes. And it would have done a tremendous service for the movie, because the pacing was already great. Honestly, if anything, it felt like the movie could have been longer, but not having that, I think, definitely affected it negatively. And that's the one thing that I think would have taken it from, in my opinion, from like an 8.8 in that range to like a 9.5. Just that 5 minutes could have substantially raised the rating of the film. Any update on Elite? Don't know anything about Elite X-Men game. She got you type Supergirl, same. And I'm gonna take that in a wholesome way, even though I know how you are, Eastwood. Like, her. Yeah, I wasn't sure on that actress, on Millie, when they announced her, because I knew her from like House of Dragon, and I was like, I'm not sure. I don't know if I see it, but like, that seeing how they're portraying Supergirl in the DCU and her in the costume, I was like, yeah, I'm all in. That's how Supergirl's supposed to be. They nailed it. Now I'm excited. Lanterns, I'm definitely the most hyped for 2026. I think that show's going to be peak, but I'm definitely excited for the Women of Tomorrow movie with Lobo. Jason Momoa Lobo. No, Superman just didn't like the start. Literally, the start of the film is like the worst part, and everything else is really, really good. Update remake of The Wizard. The Wiz? You feel so young right now. Yeah, a lot of old timers in chat. Playing for Born Again season 2. And suppose Hawkeye season 2. Is there really gonna be did Jeremy Renner guilt Marvel into paying him finally? I know last I heard about Hawkeye season 2, he was mad that they lowballed him. Lobo's gonna be in Supergirl. Yeah. Jason Momoa. It finally happened. Yeah, Jason Momoa confirmed the DCU Lobo, and he is officially going to be in Women's. Funny thing, the comic that they're basing it off of, Supergirl Woman Tomorrow, was originally pitched as a team up. It was like supposed to be like a kind of like a team up crossover comic between Supergirl and Lobo. But the editors decided to remove Lobo and just make it about Supergirl instead. I'll let you guess why. But yeah, for the movie, they confirmed, they're going with the original, something more along the lines of the original pitch of Supergirl Woman Tomorrow that will incorporate Jason Momoa's Lobo. And I think it legitimately has the potential to do better than the Superman movie, honestly. Yeah, there's certain castings that are like, you just doesn't get any better. Like you just can't imagine a better fit. Robert Downey Jr. as Tony Stark, Chris Evans as Captain America, Jason Momoa as Lobo. That was definitely one of them. Love Penguin this past year. Can't wait to see Peacemaker. Yeah, I'm gonna actually do a watch party on the channel for Peacemaker season 2. I'm definitely excited for that. We're gonna go live. I'm gonna watch along with the chat. Do a discussion about it afterwards. It's going to be a good time. I'm definitely hyped for it. Yeah, nothing's better than Lobo. Hawkeye season 2. I thought Hawkeye season 1 was dog water, so I'm not excited for season 2. But hope Jeremy gets his money. But Daredevil Born Again season 2, I'm definitely more excited for it because now this new season is like 100% made by the new improved team. Like you can very clearly tell that season 1 they were working with like refurbished pieces of the first team they hired and fired. They had to kind of work around their version of Daredevil Born Again, and that's why it progressively got better and like got really good towards the end. So now that the new team is fully in charge, we should be getting a lot better quality. Like the Punisher special and season 2, I think are both going to be potentially Netflix tier for sure. I think they have that potential. But I definitely understand why people would a little lower on Daredevil Born Again season 1, even though I thought it was still really good overall. Definitely, like I was just glad that it was just quality. Like yeah, they definitely had problems, and you could tell like Marvel didn't give them enough time because they definitely should have scrapped the slop that the original team made completely and just started over with all new episodes, because yeah, the season definitely felt like too short and condensed. But it was definitely light years ahead of the slop Disney had been serving previously on Disney Plus, like Secret Invasion. Like, what are we like? What are we doing? Hopefully, we'll be able to redeem Iron Fist. It'll be interesting to see if what characters they revisit or give a shot at. I think Jessica Jones is coming back, and I think she's pretty much confirmed already for Daredevil Born Again season 2. So we'll probably get a new Jessica Jones show before they try Iron Fist again. But now that but I think because of Marvel Rivals, there's more hope for some of these other characters. Like Moon Knight season 2 was probably just never happening because season 1 was so bad. But Moon Knight has gotten a lot more even more popularity than before thanks to Marvel Rivals. Same with Iron Fist. So I could definitely see them revisiting those. They did Luke Cage dirty. I hope he has a surprise appearance in Daredevil Born Again. That would be lit. I definitely want them to bring back Luke Cage. I love that show. I don't know if Luke Cage is. I know Jessica Jones is. I think Hurston Ritter was literally on stage for like one of the promos for Daredevil Born Again. So I think she's 100% confirmed for season 2. I don't remember seeing anything about Luke Cage. Let me double check. Yeah, so far no confirmation. Like I'm looking at this article right now. It's definitely a little bit of cope, but it's definitely possible. Like they're saying that Daredevil Born Again sets up like the perfect way for Luke Cage to return. Because in the comic run, Devil's Reign, he became the mayor. He beat out Kingpin to become the mayor of New York. Which I'd be here for if they want to adapt that storyline. Have Luke Cage show up and become the mayor. I'm definitely here for it. I'm all about a Defenders reunion. Luke Cage and Jessica Jones. But so far not confirmed. From what I've seen. Hope for the World by Night MCU movies, they could find a way to introduce either Vermin or Marissa Hyde. Oh yeah. I feel like we haven't heard really anything about Werewolf by Night in a while, but that was 100% one of the best Marvel projects they've done in a while. I love Werewolf by Night. I thought that was a fantastic movie special. I guess they technically is what they were labeling as a special. Yeah, I thought Werewolf by Night was masterful. I thought it was amazing. For a while, I thought it was like, I think it's arguably was like one of the best things they had in Phase 4. Like Werewolf by Night was just fantastic. I hope they do some follow up to it. Breaking news: nobody wants Invincible. That That's definitely cope. Invincible is extremely popular. You wanted to see Word by Night, but felt like no one talked about it. Oh, I felt like it got some buzz. Like it definitely got some buzz after it came out, but not really much since then. Because Word by Night isn't like like Elsa Bloodstone isn't like one of the like A-tier Marvel characters or anything like that. And a lot of the new Marvel fans got into Marvel through the MCU, so they didn't have hype going into it. But yeah, I thought World by Night was fantastic, even if you don't know the characters. Like I thought it was just extremely well made, especially as someone whose dad had them watching like those classic black and white monster movies. Mom and dad both like those classic black and white monster movies, like Dracula, Bride of Frankenstein. My dad was also super into Swamp Thing and The Thing. The movie, not the Marvel character, the Thing movie. I think he likes the Fantastic Four a little bit. My dad was more into Thor than anything. He was a huge Thor fan. Old comic, old school comic Thor. He hates the MCU Thor. He hates him. But he loves classic Thor. The prototype reboot. Yeah. It would be absolutely insane if we know Activision's probably there just to show off Call of Duty, slop Op 7 but slop Black Slop 7, but whatever. But if Activision dropped a trailer for their prototype sequel, or even a remake or remaster collection, that would send the entire arena up, bro. That would be crazy. It would, funny enough, it would probably get like way more of a reaction than whatever they're doing with Black Ops. Because right now, people are much more hyped for Battlefield 6 over over Call of Duty anyway. But if we got a prototype 3, oh, that would be insane. He's had a good Swamp Thing series back in 2018. I should get that for my dad for his birthday. He probably didn't have it. He probably never got it. PvP games, like Travis, we all know you're only saying that because you're bad at them. Anyone play the Battlefield beta? I mean, they broke Call of Duty's record for players on Steam during the beta. It had over 500,000 concurrents just on Steam. So yeah, safe to say a lot of people played the beta. What the insane queue times I was seeing posted online. I played the previous weekend. I didn't play this past weekend, the weekend where everyone says they added SBMM. I played a little bit of the last weekend. My first time playing any Battlefield game, but I thought it was fine. I only played a little bit of it. I didn't even get into the tank, which I'd probably have more fun with. I just played a little bit of like the tutorial thing. Tried out the sniper. Yeah, I'm not really into military shooters, but it was I could tell it was very well made. It was very good. If you're into that sort of thing, yeah, Battlefield 6 definitely seems like something you want to cop. But instead we got Gears of War Reloaded coming up. That launch is coming up soon. Xbox already sent my copy, so I'll cover that a little bit. But right now I'm like obsessed with Expedition 33. I definitely want to finish that because I wanted to play it a little bit before, because they said that the orchestra for Gamescom this time was going to be covering music from Clair Obscur. So I was like, all right, I gotta play this freaking game. It's so good. Can't wait for Jurassic Park Survival. I gotta tap back in. I haven't been paying attention to it. Tell you they're gonna go crazy for Gamescom. You ready? Anthem 2. Well, EA is going to be there. It's definitely not going to be for Anthem 2. It's probably just going to be Battlefield 6. But if they did an announcement for like obviously Iron Man, it would go crazy. Jedi 3 would go pretty crazy. Obviously Battlefront 3, if they announced they were doing a Battlefront 3, it would really erupt. I feel like an Anthem 2 would be like, I think the reaction to Anthem 2 would be like, really? But it's not happening because the original Anthem was made by BioWare, and there's like less than 100 people left at that studio now. There's no way they're trusting them with Anthem 2. Anthem is the second biggest waste of potential after Avengers. Very strong argument there. I will say in terms of like, yeah, the potential. I think there's definitely a fair comparison, because Anthem legitimately could have been something like uniquely special, like this huge open world looter shooter, like a third person Destiny with like flying, like amazing flying. And they never got to do their 2.0 update, so we'll never know what it could have been. But Avengers, yeah, conceptually could have been great because there was nothing like it. Like previously, you had Marvel Heroes, Ultimate Alliance. Those were like, these like isometric MMO types. But like this, third person action brawler for console and PC with your favorite Marvel characters, ever evolving story. Conceptually, that was such a great idea, and the combat was extremely well done in terms of hero kit design, but man, they fumbled everything else. It could have been so good. WB can't make a good game if you threaten their jobs. I don't know. A lot of people liked Arkham Shadow, at least. Well, actually, they didn't even make that, so they just signed off on it. Yeah, I mean, Wolf Among Us was good. That's Telltale, though. Yes. I mean, Hogwarts Legacy was good. Legitimately good. I'll give them that. And I thought Skywalker Saga was good. VR is definitely a real game, and it's going to be one of the in the future, one of the biggest genre, probably the biggest genre. Ultimate Alliance will turn 20. Is that the anniversary? I know the Avengers anniversary is next month, early next month. We might have to do a stream for that. But yeah, that would be a great time to announce their relisting Ultimate Alliance. Then it's probably the studio to make it. I think they had a much more serious problem. Like, Square Enix was not the right publisher for that type of game, and Crystal Dynamics was definitely not the right studio. Like, to handle what they were trying to do, a live service multiplayer game, those are all the wrong people for this project. A live service multiplayer looter shooter. Yeah, I think was that the first? Was that one of the first trends? Like I think Anthem before that. One of the trends. I think was that the first example of like a high profile studio that was only known for single player games trying to make a live service looter, like a completely doing something completely different and failing spectacularly. Were Crystal Dynamics the pioneers of that? I'm not, because I don't remember if BioWare did anything multiplayer before Anthem. I know they didn't do a looter shooter before. Yeah, RIP TMNT. Just finished season 1 of JK on your Netflix, but in your country they don't have season 2. What would you recommend you watch next? I recommend you get a VPN so that you can watch anything wherever you want. Also, I have Crunchyroll, which I found to be like the best for anime, except for the stuff that's only on Netflix. But yeah, if you can easily bypass regional restrictions with a VPN. I'm not even sponsored. I just use I don't have to worry about it because I have both Netflix and Crunchyroll, so and High Dive, so I have like everything. But if you want to get to Jujutsu Kaisen season 2, I would definitely highly recommend. Actually, I definitely recommend season 2. Like just get a VPN, watch season 2. Season 2 is really good. But after that, if you're looking for more of that high adrenaline, great production value action anime stuff, you can't go wrong with One Punch Man season 1, Attack on Titan, Demon Slayer. Right now Solo Leveling is popping off. Kaiju number 8 is really, really good. I would definitely tap in with that. A lot of Don to Don to a degree as well, though it still has some crazy action, though that is more romance. It's technically a romantic comedy with like shonen elements to it. So if you're mainly here for the action, definitely tap in with Solo Leveling and Kaiju number 8. Obviously, I don't know. It hasn't had I think the series is over right now, but Mob Psycho 100 was one of my favorite action anime of the last several years. There's a lot of great anime just on Netflix. The new anime that just dropped on Netflix that's really good is The Summer Hikaru Died. I'm really enjoying that. It's definitely not in that Jujutsu Kaisen realm. It's more of like a horror thing, but that was really good. But I think Frieren is now on Netflix. I'm pretty sure I remember seeing it. Frieren is more fantasy. It still has some great action, but it's not shonen action. But if you enjoy like good fantasy, like you're like a Lord of the Rings kind of guy, and you just want some good fantasy anime, Frieren is a masterpiece. One of the best anime of the last 10 years. '20 actually. It's just so good. Kaiju Number is getting a cool looking mobile game. You lost me at mobile game. Naruto games. My favorite type of anime games don't exist really outside of Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. And we'll see how good the Seven Deadly Sins game ends up being. They don't have enough of the type of anime games I love. Like, yeah, when I was a kid, like our anime games were just Dragon Ball, but even those, they have variety. Like most people won't know anything about this, but yeah, back when I was a kid, anime wasn't as big a thing as it is right now. And like I was, when I was a kid, we had just got Toonami, so they were porting over Pokemon, Gundam, Dragon Ball Z, Sailor Moon, and those all popped off. But really the only anime games we got were Dragon Ball Z. But because it still wasn't, that big, the games were basically just Japanese. They didn't even have official English port. They didn't have official English ports. So in order to play the Dragon Ball Z games, you had to get what's called an action replay, which was just basically this device that you hook up your PlayStation with, which would allow you to play foreign games on your American console. So I would use that to play the Dragon Ball Z games, which were hard to track down. I had to go to different some of them are hard to track down. I had to go to different boutique game stores just to find some of them. Thankfully they had them. I think EB Games is where I ended up getting. I remember I think I had the hardest time getting Dragon Ball GT, but I found one at EB Games, and I was able to hook it up with my action replay. But yeah, at the time they had GT, Dragon Ball Legends. Like, they weren't just straight up fighting games. They had like some cool single player story stuff. And then obviously Tenkaichi popped off for Dragon Ball Z, and we were beginning Dragon Ball ever since. But yeah, that was pretty much all we had until like the Naruto Ninja Storm series hit. And then after that, every anime game was trying to either be Ninja Storm or a Dragon Ball Z like fighting game, and it got stale fast for me. I'm so glad that we're getting like 7 Deadly Sins, which I wasn't expecting. I thought for sure a 7 Deadly Sins game would just be mobile slop or another low effort fighting game. But finally taking my suggestion and doing a Genshin style game for a shonen type anime is finally, Jesus. I hope the 7 Deadly Sins game is good, because I'll definitely be 100% supporting it if it is, and hopefully that will encourage, if it's successful, it'll encourage Bandai Namco to make some anime games that aren't just fighters. Can't wait for a new Kakarot DLC. Yeah, I gotta tap it. I think the last Kakarot DLC, I think I'm like officially 2 DLC behind. Like, I finished the Bardock one. I don't think I got the one after that. And then obviously the new one is Daima. But I love Kakarot. If we get more anime games in the style of Kakarot or Genshin Impact, I would be a very happy man. Seven Deadly Sins game is free to play. I don't know. I don't know. It looks good. I mean, Genshin was good. Genshin's really good. Only thing I didn't like about Genshin is like the time gating. Only thing that can hold back the 7 Deadly Sins game, in my opinion, besides performance, is like how much of a gotcha it is. But like the core gameplay of Genshin is really good, and from what I've seen of 7 Deadly Sins, it looks really good. Like it's the exact type of game and combat I was hoping for. Like a big explorable world, really fun, flashy combat. And the only character I really want to play is Escanor anyway. So I don't even care. So I don't even care. As long as the game is as advertised, if it's what it looks like, and I get to play Escanor, I don't care about anything else. Yeah, Genshin is 100% a gacha game, but obviously an overwhelmingly successful one. For good reason, like because the secret to a good gacha, the successful ones, is that you still have to make a good game. You can't just make Gunnar slop. You can't just put a bunch of free-to-play microtransaction nonsense in a game and expect it to do well. You have to make a good game. And fun on in its core level, Genshin Impact was a great game. Then they just built the gacha stuff on top of. Like the amount of content, the amount of free content, mind you, overwhelming. The visuals are great. They have a great cast of characters. The combat's really fun. Fundamentally, it's a really good game. But, you know, they just built on the free-to-play stuff. So there's time gating and obviously the gacha mechanics to get new characters. But the gameplay model and styles is great for anime. Will I support a Nightwing game? I mean, it's definitely not on my list. It's definitely not even in the 50 on my list of 50 games I would want. But if it's good, I'd definitely give it a try. Can't talk bad. You play both DB gachas and My Hero Academia gachas. Travis is just coping because he's not good at them. That's what we learned. Travis hates what he's bad at. But we didn't really have that. Gotham Knights was an ensemble game. It wasn't like it wasn't I think they're referring to like a Batman Arkham game, but it's just Nightwing. And we got a little bit of that because, you know, the Arkham games had DLC where you got to just play as Nightwing. But there was like an overwhelming... The problem with Gotham Knights, obviously, there was a lot of technical problems, but people were very much hyped about Gotham Knights. Their biggest problem from the jump was they involved Batman. They set up an ensemble game with the Bat family set in an alternate universe separate from the Arkham games. And instead of just having a standalone Bat family game of a Bat family in the era without Batman, they centered Batman in the narrative, which set bad expectations. Because instead of just it being a game about Red Hood and Nightwing and Batgirl and Robin, it's a game about Batman dying. And it's like, well, why are we doing that? Just have Batman be there. Then to make matters worse, they adapted the Court of Owls story. So Knowers knew, oh, well, he's not even actually dead. They're going to fight a brainwashed Batman who's brought back by the court. And that's how it played out. So now because of that, they set up a situation where people are expecting your Bat family game to have Batman in it and playable, which already put some fans against it. But even still, people were hyped for Gotham. Even still, like the people love the gameplay trailer, the gameplay demo showcasing Batgirl doing the Mr. Freeze mission. Loved it. It was fantastic. But then when we got closer to launch, that's when the mistakes started. First they said, okay, 5 months out, we're not putting it on PS4 and Xbox One. Huge L right off the bat. Then they had the gameplay showcase with I think it was Nightwing and Red Hood. Didn't look nearly as good visually as the Batgirl one. And people were like, why is this only on next gen console? It doesn't even look next gen. You know, then they had the whole 60 FPS thing, like they announced at the last minute in the Discord. Oh, by the way, this is not going to have 60 FPS performance even. And then now people were just like, okay, well, what the hell's going on? First, you don't let people on PS4 and Xbox One play the game, and you don't tell us until 5 months before launch. And now, even though it's next gen exclusive, it doesn't even have a 60 FPS performance mode. What the hell is going on? And then it launched, and had a lot of technical problems, particularly if you tried to play co-op and on the PC version as a whole. Then people found out you brought Batman back just to kill him again. They made a lot of mistakes, but the game was, I still thought the game was good and had a lot of potential. But yeah, if they made some very different decisions, obviously excluding the interference from WB, nothing you can do about David Haddad being a moron. But there was some other decisions that they 100% made on their own that messed up the game, that could have really dramatically improved the perception. Wish Red had more sauce with his melee. Yeah, his melee felt, like I started on Red Hood, and I feel like Red Hood's combat felt the worst. Like he was this kind of slow bruiser, and I just didn't enjoy it. Like the game really opened up for me when I played as Batgirl and Robin and Nightwing. Red Hood was just kind of like it was fun, like scaling up the damage of his guns, but like the melee combat, his combat felt ass, honestly. They could have done, I think they could have done it differently. I did like his traversal though. People memed about the fart jumping, but I thought it was pretty fun way to move around the city. I love the soul jumping. Yeah, if Gotham Knights, I firmly believe if Gotham Knights had taken extra to develop, if they had taken the time to make it available on multiple platforms, not just next gen, if they didn't try to squeeze in the looter aspect, if they made Red Hood's combat more agile, and if they let you play as Batman, if they let Batman come back at the end and let you play as him, I think the perception of the game would have been 100 times better. The jump button obviously would fix everything. So Rachel, good. How are you? Yeah, Eastwood. Eastwood needs is a jump button. Valid. But even without the jump button, I thought the combat was really fun. Once I got off of Red Hood. But if we're doing another solo DC game that's not Batman, I don't want it to be Nightwing. I'm sorry. I want someone unrelated to the Bat family. Ideally. I mean, the closest I'd accept is Deathstroke. Since he's not Bat family. He's fought Batman, but he's also like a villain for other DC heroes. And I think a Deathstroke game could be cool. But come on, just WB, just put the Superman in the bag. don't drag this out. Just give us the Superman game. Yeah, with the slate of movies and shows they have coming out, we should 100% be getting. They should be 100% greenlighting a Superman game, a Supergirl and Lobo game, a Green Lantern game, a Justice Gang game, and they should 100% do Wonder Woman. Jay's gonna please say DC game. Yeah, I'm curious what the DCU game he's gonna reveal is gonna be. Obviously, they're probably gonna do a Brave and the Bold game. Probably at some point, but the slate of games, the slate of movies and shows they have coming up, they could have some really cool games out of it. Obviously, the fundamental one, you got to do a Superman game. You got to do it. Why is the Red Hood either done atrocious or great? Is no true. Dead by Daylight. I bought Dead by Daylight. Tried to get a game. Waited like a minute. Couldn't get a game. Deleted it. Never came back to it. Then again, Gunn said his intent was to just in general have more DC games. But yeah, he also said he wanted to have games based on the DCU where the actors played the same role across movies, shows, and games. I don't know how feasible that is. You know, scheduling is a thing. It's easier with animation to live action, but video game voice acting is a different beast. You know, everyone's not great at it. Everyone's schedules won't allow it. But it is possible. Like maybe he took that into account when he was casting everybody. But it can be done. Like we recently saw, you know, Charlie Cox. He made his video game voice acting debut in Clear Obscure, Expedition 33. And he was incredible. So it could definitely be done. But in general, it is hard to like connect a video, do a real tie-in. But if they just have a different, but there's a lot you can do. You don't have to try to make the game tie into like an upcoming movie too closely. You can just have it, just having games set in the same universe. Because James Gunn set himself up well by establishing that there's been metahumans for like 300 years in the DCU, and Superman was Superman doing his thing for like 3-4 years before the events of the movie. It's smart because it buys him time. Plus he has Themyscira, which is like a period piece. He's basically set it up where even if you make a video game tied into the DCU, you can do it without worrying about stepping on anyone's toes in terms of narrative or canon. Because of the world building he already did, you have a ton of ways to just make a game set in that universe and then not like mess with anything. Like if you make a Superman game, you can straight up make it based on, you don't have to make it, you can have it be either a origin game that takes place, you know, with those early years before the events of the movie. You can set up a story that takes place sometime after, like in the middle. Like there's supposed to be a big Superman. James Gunn's already working on the next Superman project, so you can have one set in between that. Obviously, you can have a Justice Gang project that takes place around any amount of times, because they've been around for a bit. Like he's set it up really well for his DCU gaming universe. And he still said that you can do, and they're still going to have Elseworld stuff anyway. So if you don't want to tie into DCU, you can still just make it an Elseworld project. It doesn't matter. Very interested to see how Raymond the Bull interprets Jason. Same. What DC character would drink pickled lemonade? I feel like Maxwell Lord probably would. Because billionaires are weird. Took it as him meaning the games are canon. Yeah, that too. But yeah, he definitely said he also wanted to have the actors play the same roles in the games as well, which gets into scheduling and voice talent. But yeah, in general, yeah, a lot of people were worried that they were going to be just like movie tie-in games, like the ones we used to get, which were mostly bad. But yeah, I thought the biggest hurdle, because I figured, because I knew that you can obviously just make a game that's just canon, doesn't have to be like a movie tie-in. But I thought the biggest hurdle was definitely going to be getting the actors to do the role in a game if they already did it in a movie, because of scheduling and expertise. Like voice acting for a video game is definitely a different beast than acting in front of the camera. What's the next live service superhero game? Unless they announce something else, which is always possible. The next live service superhero game that we know of is the DC one that I covered on the channel a couple weeks ago from WB Games Montreal, the makers of course, Gotham Knights and Arkham Origins. They're currently hiring for their next project, which is a AAA DC game, and it is live service. OBS had you in the chokehold. At first, I started out streaming directly off the PS5. Like, I didn't even know what OBS was. Once I found out what OBS was, I was like, oh, this is like 100 times better. And I immediately just went crazy with all the settings. like, oh, I could put chat on the screen. I could put alerts. Oh, this is amazing. I can actually have my good mic. I can put VSTs on my mic. I went crazy. It's probably because I had I was already had like a production background. So like OBS was a natural transition from Logic Pro for me. DC version of Avengers. We don't know what it is. We just know it's a DC game and it's live service. It could be another ensemble game, but or it could even be a single player game that just has live service elements, like Arkham Knight, for example. But we just know it's DC and it's going to be live service. It's going to have like a beta. When was the last time you played ball? I have not played ball since the pandemic first started. That was what? I was like, what, 20? So probably like late 2019. So last time I played ball. Yeah, it's definitely been a minute. Killer Justice League 2, imagine. Pray DCU Batman says because I'm Batman at least. Oh, James Gunn's going to probably mandate that in the script. Universe upgrade. Yeah, at this point they definitely need to just do a DC. It wouldn't be them doing it. DC Universe Online still ongoing, but yeah, the fact that W Games Montreal is doing the game means it's definitely not related to DC Universe Online, or like, so it's not going to be. If it's a sequel to anything, it would be Gotham Knights, but I don't think they're doing Gotham Knights sequel, because W Games Montreal wanted to do like a Gotham Knights 2.0 update, similar to what Anthem devs were trying to do, and but that got rejected. But it's not like they're just doing a whole new game. So I highly doubt they would sign off on a Gotham Knights 2. So it could be Teen Titans, it could be Justice League. We'll have to find out. Go watch Along with Your Dad. Shout out to your dad. Hope you enjoy it. Law and Order is goated. What's your 2K build looking like in 26? Bro, I'm not getting that slap. After 2K25, I was like, there's not a chance in hell I'm buying 2K26. Not a chance. I've gotten the last 2Ks for free. I got like a, I think I got 20, I got 25. I think I got 25 for free. I think I got the year before, I got 24 on discount for like $20. But yeah, there's no way I was buying 26 after how bad 25 was. Not a chance. Unless you're a content creator or a pro player, there's no reason to buy NBA 2K early at launch. there's no reason. Definitely no reason to start a build either. If you are going to get it at launch, just play around. Don't commit to a build until people have tested stuff, got the bugs out the way, figured out how they're doing attributes, and that, like, you always wait. I think they improved the system now to encourage you to do more builds, but in general, you always want to wait until you can see what the ideal at least what the ideal attributes are, because you don't want to just waste money, because those bills are expensive. They got Mello, yeah, they got SGA, they got Angel Reese. Yeah, 2K26. I tapped in a little bit. I watched like Joe Knows and Badge Plugs coverage of it, just to stay tapped in. But I was like, there's no way I'm buying this game. Like, there's not a chance of this happening. But I'm definitely excited for Gamescom. We are of course streaming tomorrow. Yeah, we definitely need. I know there was like a indie project that was working on a new basketball game they were promoting on social media. I hear that we might be getting a new college basketball game. Honestly, if we get a college basketball game that's like on the level of the recent NCAA football game from EA, I would definitely tap in. Like, I don't care if it's NBA or not. Like, I would happily play a good college basketball game at this point. Like, 2K needs to be put in this place, bro. 2K has had a monopoly for too long. The reason why we get 2Ks that are so bad is because they have a monopoly on the market. Because they know if you want a basketball sim, there's nowhere else you could go except an older 2K. So if we could get like a good basketball game from EA again, or like an independent company is able to get something off the ground like Power World did for like people who wanted like good Pokemon games, I would definitely tap in, because 2K needs to be stopped. I'll be live like tomorrow at 12:30. I have to do some Marvel Rivals stuff, but I plan on being done. So I should be live no later than 1 for Gamescom, because I'm not gonna let it interfere with Gamescom. Caitlin Clark should be a download character for 2K. I mean, she's gonna be on the roster. All the WNBA players are. Actually, I heard that they're gonna potentially have you being able to create female My Career players for the first time and have them in the park. Because I think they're gonna have. I think I read they're gonna have WNBA players in, like, I think it was My Team or something. So it sounds like they're gonna have them in My Career, so you'll be able to create a female My Career character. But yeah, they had female characters. They had WNBA character players in 2K25 already, so they're definitely going to have the WNBA in 26 again. Yeah, no, literally, yeah, they recently started because women's basketball has gotten more popular. 2K obviously recognized that trend, and they put the WNBA in the game, so you actually play. Pick your WNBA roster, do your kind of manage franchise management thing. You can play as the different characters, and they're expanding on it in 2K26. Metal Gear, I don't know. I don't know if I'm getting Metal Gear. If they send me a copy, I'll tap in, but I gotta do Gears of War Reloaded, and I'm more interested in Lost Soul Aside, which is, I think, next week. I'm much more excited about that than Metal Gear. And then September, we've got Marvel Rivals Season 4 and Borderlands 4. And I definitely should be getting a copy of that. NBA Streets, oh man, NBA Streets is a classic. Honestly, a street ball game would go so crazy right now because street ball has gotten a lot bigger. Like, the AND1 era was, like, iconic, but street ball has, like, expanded beyond where AND1 was. Like, AND1 basically was just like this huge underground mixtape movement for street ball. Like, it kickstarted the whole street ball movement, and then it peaked by getting a series on ESPN. But, like, with the independent basketball street ball creators like teases, and whole leagues like Next Chapter, Ball is Life, Hezi players like Hezi God, like they're a legitimate street basketball game could go absolutely crazy, and just have like some of these people in there, like even Professor, he's not with anyone anymore. He's still doing his thing. Like, have a legitimate like street ball game, like a straight up street ball game, but have like some of the like actual basketball creators in there, like your Professors, your Hezi guys and stuff like that. Obviously create your own character, play your narratives or whatever. But that game could go crazy. Killer Bean, that's supposed to come to console too. I definitely want to play that when it comes to console. Wait for Subnautica 2 for another year. Yeah, they got delayed. I can't wait to play Dispatch. I'll see if I could play it on my laptop. I'm really excited for Dispatch. Yeah, did they announce anything for Killer Bean? I know it came out in early access on Steam. Haven't heard anything. There's no news about it. No recent news about it. It's been a while. I don't know. I mean, it's an independent game, so it might be about. It released in early access last year, so maybe. Oh, imagine if we get a Killer Bean trailer at Gamescom. Who? Let me check real quick. Who makes Killer Bean? I forgot about Code. Who makes that game? Literally Killer Bean Studio. Fuck. Absolutely based. Their studio is named Killer Bean. They're all in. I respect it. Let me check the Gamescom website. Yeah, it looks like they're not they don't have a they're not an exhibitor at Gamescom, but hopefully they get a trailer at Open Night Live or the Future Game Show the next day. My mustache keeps tickling my nose. It's annoying. I might have to cut this. Yeah, there's legitimately definitely if you have a cold, definitely don't drink ginger ale. I'll tell you that. Yeah, if you're feeling like you have a cold, do not do ginger ale. Get yourself some like actual vitamins. Do a soup or something. Yeah, I don't really get colds anymore. And I'm taking like a ton of vitamin gummies. Hope they don't Transformers reactivate the Killer Beam. Oh, there's no chance of that happening. Those are totally different situations. Transformers reactivate was, first of all, it's going to be a live service game, and all it had was an announcement trailer. They made and then they made an announcement like, oh yeah, we're about to have a beta. Like it sounded like it was further along than it was, and then it wasn't, and then they got shut down because apparently it sounds like it just ran out of funding. Killer Bean is an indie game through and through. So, and it's already available in early access on Steam. So it's already way ahead of where Transformers Reactivate was. Transformers Reactivate, from what I could tell, was just a theory. Like they had a trailer, they maybe had some assets, but they just didn't have enough funding for a real game, and the funding ran out, so they just abandoned the game. Killer Bean is I think it's literally a one guy making the game. It's an original game, so no licenses involved. It's already out. People are already playing it. It's just in early access on Steam. Yeah, so the only thing we're waiting on Killer Bean is when it's coming out of early access, and assuming the early, and it seems the early access is doing well. So we're waiting to see when it's coming out of early access and when it's coming to console. But yeah, it's definitely not going to be anywhere near what happened with Transformers, which was unfortunate. But yeah, it happens, especially when you're trying to do a live service game. Like yeah, those are so risky and so expensive. Nope. I mean, if there is a Superman game they're making, they didn't tell anybody about it. I know they canceled a Superman game years ago, two of them in fact, that were in development, but they have not announced a new Superman game. The only official announced upcoming DC related games are Wolf Among Us 2, a mysterious DCU game that James Gunn talked about, the live service game from W Games Montreal, and then via leaks we know that Rocksteady is doing a Batman game. but nothing for Superman was announced. Excited to play Helldivers 2 with your Xbox friends next Tuesday. Oh yeah, you'll definitely enjoy it. They'll definitely enjoy it. Helldivers 2, really good game. Really solid. I still play it every once in a while, especially when they have like a new update. I finally unlocked the Warp Pack. Definitely a lot of fun. It really opened up Helldivers. But in general, the new content has been really good. You're welcome. You're absolutely welcome. I'm getting out of here. Appreciate everyone for hanging out on this latest episode of Super News Live. I'll be live a lot this week. There's going to be a lot to cover. We got we're going to be covering some more Rival stuff this week, obviously, for anyone interested. There's the new game mode dropping this week, as well as a new event, the new Iron Man skin, and the video on matchmaking, all coming from Rivals. We got Gamescom Opening Night live tomorrow. We're going to be covering that live. The day after that, we have the Gamescom Xbox Showcase Part 1 and the Future Game Show. Gamescom. Then we have the Xbox Gamescom Part 2. And then we're going to do a watch party for Peacemaker. And then we'll probably do a live stream for the new Marvel Rivals game mode. It's going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot this week. So so appreciate everyone. Make sure you're tapped in, subscribe on the channel. And if you want to support all of my endeavors, definitely tap in with the Patreon, ! Join, or link in the description. I'm Sadot the Gamer signing out. Peace.